Hello and welcome to episode 166 of my Wurm Unlimited tutorial series. This episode will be on using a stone chisel to remove prepared surfaces. But before I get to that, say hello Raynstorm.
Hello.
Hi everyone, Raynstorm here.
Okay, so I've made a stone chisel in a previous episode. Do you remember what episode that was, Raynstorm?
Oh no, it's got to be way in the beginning.
I've caught...
give you initial tools.
It is, isn't it? But I caught you with that one, didn't I? You didn't see that coming.
You did.
But mind you, if you was to ask me, I wouldn't have a clue either. But thanks to Google is our best friend. No doubt if you typed in a stone chisel, somewhere in that big long list will be the episode that I've done on it. And maybe leave a comment on that episode number. Anyway, so I've shown making a stone chisel before. I've shown making stone bricks. And what else can you do with a stone chisel apart from what we're about to do?
You can make bricks, you can make statues.
That's right, yeah. That's the coolest, making the statues.
Can't you use it to make that grindstone and some...
That's right, yeah. Grindstones.
Lots of things you can make with it.
Yeah.
Let's see.
If I had a lump of stone, I could have tested it, but never mind.
Yeah, there's a bunch of lumps out in the...
Anyhow, it doesn't matter. I was only just roughly mentioning it. So, I don't want to go off on a tangent like I used to do. Okay, what do you use the chisel now? What's the new use that they've just added? Or was it a year ago?
Oh, the paving? It was just recently.
Just recently. Right, so yeah, when you've been in your caves and you've been paving the cave floors, and you've paved one perhaps by mistake, have you then scratched your head and wondered how you can remove that paving? Well, let's show you. So if I bring up my pocket and if I activate some mortar, just so I can prepare the floor to demonstrate. Remember, now that it's prepared, you can now pave it. But let's say that you did this tile in error. So you didn't want to do this tile. And then you're there scratching your head wondering, how can you put this back to just reinforced? Well, here is the new use for the stone chisel. Activate your stone chisel, right click on the floor, and then you're going to remove the mortar. So we'll do that. You see it go up. And there we go. Notice you do not get the mortar back. It is disintegrated. It goes into dust, so you don't see it anymore. So I hope you don't make many mistakes with that. And what's the other item that we can do, Raynstorm?
I'm sorry. I was looking. You caught me.
She was sleeping, you see. My episodes do have that effect on people.
No, I was looking in YouTube to see if I could find the first episode you used the stone chisel, and it looks like episode 36.
Oh, was it
when
episode?
you were using it for improving items, so.
Cool, wow, that was a long time ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I could remember that far back. You want to know the other item that you can use the stone chisel
Well,
on?
I know the other item, but I'm asking you so you can tell the viewers what the other item is. Do you see? I was being cunning.
I gotcha. And I got busted for not paying attention.
Yeah, well, it makes a change. It's normally me, isn't it? Eh?
Yeah, you know, listen.
Yeah,
this time
I know,
it was
listen.
me, no listen.
I know, listen.
When you prepare a bridge to pave it, that's
Okay.
the other.
Right,
So let's go back to the bridge.
let's go to the bridge.
It's getting dark out. Thank goodness I got lots of light around here.
Cool, you have, haven't you? You have got your iron lamps everywhere.
Yeah, I did that because this island is meant for new players, and if roaming around at night, you don't want it to be dark.
Mm.
So I put plenty of light for them to be able to see.
Cool, you got a lot of sheep now, haven't you?
I'm short too. 2 died today.
Oh dear.
But we bred some new ones. So.
I wonder what they were up to then. Right,
I
okay,
don't know.
here is the bridge. Let's now demonstrate the use of the chisel on the bridge. So first of all though, I need to use some mortar. Right click on the bridge and prepare. Same for paving it, just like we did in the cave. You need to prepare if you want to pave. So we'll put down the mortar. So
and this works for the bridges inside the cave or outside.
All right, thank you. So yeah, let there be no doubt about that. Okay, so let's say you've walked along and you've prepared the wrong bridge, because let's face it, it's going to happen sooner or later. How do you get your mortar removed? Well, quite simple. Activate your stone chisel, right click and remove mortar. And there we go. Oh, I bet I've really upset Venora with all of this. I bet I'm an... Ugh, I bet I've lost a ton of faith. Never mind. I will
just
obey.
Need to go pray.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to have to. I'm going to have to spend a day at the chapel. Okay, so that's doing the bridges. Anything else you'd like to add?
That's all I know about. Well, I should say those are the only 2 things that I know of for uses that are not in Wurmpedia. They have not updated that information in Wurmpedia. They still have the stuff on how to make, let's see, what does it say here? Oops, I lost it. Oh, I went too far. Let's see, back up, back up, back up. Oops. It says, used in stone cutting to create items, and in both stone cutting and masonry to improve items. That's all it says. So it doesn't tell you that you can use it to remove the rendering in the caves for the reinforced cave floors, or the prepared, not rendered, the prepared cave floors or the prepared bridges. It doesn't say that. So now you know.
Ah yes, our viewers, you see how clever they've watched this episode, and therefore they do know. So they shan't be fooled by the fact that it's not in Wurmpedia, because they've watched Gamepedia. Yes. Anything else?
No, that's it. I love this bridge.
This bridge, you just built it, haven't you?
No, this Stargrunkle built.
Ah, did
But
he?
I love the trees and the stone. I just think it looks so nice.
Well, Stargrunkle
is
is the master bridge builder, isn't he?
Well, he used to be. Now it's Llewellyn.
Yeah.
Llewellyn has 26 bridges under his belt.
Oh, has he?
Just on his deed.
Oh wow! And we're going to be able to do a visit again soon, aren't we?
Yep. They finished their castle.
Don't mention.
Ground,
We will let him tell us. We shan't ruin his surprise of his great works that he's got. He has done that so much, though. Anyhow, right? Okay. Well, I suppose.
It's crazy. Yes.
I suppose we better end this episode. If you want to say your goodbyes, I will say the outro.
Goodbye, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you, Raynstorm, for helping me with yet another episode and keeping me awake. For the rest of you, wherever you are in the world, God bless you and keep every last one of you safe. Thank you for watching and have a fantastic day. Goodbye.